Yo, 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 what's up, guys? It's Mythical. So it's finally here. The patch is dropping this Tuesday. I waited for the last minute because, Blizzard decides to nerf and buff stuff last minute. And they actually did that earlier today. Let me show you just in case you guys missed it. They nerfed the two new talents that they're adding for Affliction. It's not going to change that much. Affliction is still going to be good. They're trying to tune down the single target, which was kind of crazy. And they buffed Demo single target, Felguard auto attack increased by 20%, Wild Imp increased by 20% again, and Vile Fiend damage increased by 30% again. So on Tuesday, Wild Imp is going to be doing 40% more damage, and Vile Fiend is going to be doing 60% more damage. I'm not sure if we're going to start using Vile Fiend. Maybe we're going to see some people use Vile Fiend in like Tyrannical weeks with Rain. We'll see whenever that, Tyrannical weeks comes the Tuesday after the patch, and I'll do some testing for that one too. And Destro is getting buffed by 3% all abilities, so that's always welcome. Destro in a good place right now, so that's just really good. So yeah, let's start with the clash tree. So what's going on is we're getting two new abilities, damage abilities. So we're going to be letting go of some defensive abilities, right? What I did, I let go of 1 point in the Burning Rush node. That makes you take less damage and makes you faster. and I put 1 point into Fel's Energy. You can take 1 point out of Fel's Energy and just go here. It really doesn't matter that much. But keep Soulburn because Soulburn is really good. Before if you use it before you Hellstone, it gives you 20% maximum health. Keep practicing that because it's really important and it can save your life. You can actually Soulburn Hellstone, then Dark Pact, and your Dark Pact would be huge, right? So there's a lot of really cool things. Like for example, the Storm in Halls of Valor, the second boss. Whenever she does the Storm, you can wait for her to do damage to you. And when you're down to like 40%, Soulburn Cookie, and then Dark Pact. And then you would just live the whole storm. So it's pretty cool. So I'm keeping it. And you can go Profane if you go in Grimoire of Sacrifice, which we might do that with Affliction. There's like a cool trick you can do. I'll show you. But yeah, this is what I'm going with the clash tree. You can let go of 1 point, put it here, or you can just go Burning Rush, because I know how you guys like to keep Burning Rush the whole dungeon. So if you take 1 point, it's just going to be, your healer is going to do a lot more work. So up to you. For Demo, what we're doing is I'm keeping the same build and I'm just taking 1 point out of Felmite and putting it into Guillotine. Guillotine is getting buffed by 200% and it does its damage in 6 seconds instead of 8 seconds. So it's going to do 200% more damage and it's going to do it faster. So the chance of the tank kiting out of your Guillotine is less now, and it's just pretty good. And it has some single target value, so keep it. It's good. For Tyrannical, we might start going Hatred. Hatred is more single target than Guillotine. But if you want to keep the single target and the Hatred has no AoE value whatsoever. It only activates on one target. So if you want to keep the AoE target for Guillotine, and it's going to be, it does bring some single target value, but it's not going to be as good as Hatred. So you can make that decision. Probably for Tyrannical Week, you're going to go Tyrannical Weeks, you're going to go Hatred. Some people with the Vile Fiend build, buff, might go Rain, Hatred, and you can let go of 1 point to Demonic Calling, even though I wouldn't do that. But you can do that and go into Vile Fiend, and now you have Giga single target. That is up to you. Or maybe you can just go Rain and Hatred with without Vile Fiend, just like, go this. Vile Fiend is going to add more single target though, definitely, because Vile Fiend is going to give your Tyrant 3 more stacks, which makes your Tyrant do 21% more damage. So buffing is good. I'm not sure if it's that good for dungeons because like the overall value for instant dogs would be better, especially with like, you know, low haste. But yeah, um, something like this for tyrannical. At least the first couple of days of tyrannical, I will be still doing Grand Warlock design because you know we're just our so like Grand Warlock Tyrant is gonna buff our Felguard and our which means it's gonna buff the damage from hatred because it's a pet ability, right? More. And we're gonna buff demonic strength every minute, right? So every minute we're buffing demonic strength, we're buffing Felguard auto attack, you know, our dogs, and we're buffing hatred. So it might be the same, but we'll see. So far, I'm still with Grand Warlock design. And I still think that they should move Grand Warlock design to the clash tree. So then we can go Grand Warlock design and Rain, and then it's GG, right? But, you know, they're going to do that someday, hopefully. But yeah, this is what I would do for Tyrannical, for serious dungeons that we need to kill the bosses. And we might just, you know, if it's like, you know, Academy or something. I mean, Academy has some serious bosses. But yeah, for mostly Fortified, you go Guillotine. They're both really good, and the single target is going to be really good because Wild Imp's just going to go insane, and they're going to be your highest damage. They're getting buffed by 40%, so all good. We can check Affliction next. For Affliction, we're doing the same thing on the clash tree. You can go Grim Feast if you're gonna go Inevitable Demise, but I'm gonna keep running Soul Flame because probably the only reason, I mean, Affliction is gonna be insane, but a lot of people probably just gonna be using it mainly for academies, and Soul Flame is really good. The single target for Affliction is insane, but I mean, this, you know, probably, you know, this is Mythic Plus video, but like the single target in Raid is gonna be nuts. So for Affliction, you can do, so we're gonna take 2 points and put it here, right? But there's a cool trick that you can do with Affliction, with any build that you're gonna run Grimmer of Sacrifice with, right? You can go into Profane, and that's gonna make you have 5% extra stamina. Sorry. And what you can do, something's pretty cool. You can summon up your Voidwalker. You can do that in Raid. Just, you know, any time that you're not required for a kick, because if you want a kick, you know, you would sacrifice your Fell Hunter. But if you're not kicking, or there's like an annoying boss that you need, probably it's the second boss in Halls again with the Storm. You can summon your Voidwalker and sacrifice it, and its ability is going to be your ability, and it gives you 30% more maximum life. And Soul Burning Cookie gives you 20% more maximum life. So you're going to have a lot of life. So right now you have 418. So if we take a little bit of damage and use the pet ability and Soul Burn Cookie, we would have 652,000 health. And you can Dark Pact on top of that, and your Dark Pact would have 300k. So like together you have almost 1 million health. So you would stay alive, you know, through anything. Almost. But yeah, you can do something cool like this. But if you don't want, you know, I mean, you want to keep your Burning Rush. You probably don't need Grim Feast, so I would just take 1 point out of Grim Feast, put it here, and 1 point out of Burning Rush and put it here, and then you can do cool stuff like that. And for the builds, this is gonna be the AOE build for, you know, Academy and just Fortified weeks. And it's still gonna do really good single target because Dark Lair got buffed from 5% per damage over time ability. So Dark Lair works where it does more damage the more dots you have on a target. So I used to do, I forgot, but I used to do like 5% more each dot. And now it does 30% more if you have this talent, right? 30% more each dot. So Soul Rot is a dot, right? And your Malefic Rupture does more damage per dot. So this is gonna be really good for single target and AoE. And I'm excited to try this build. The other build that you can do is what people were doing before this, and I'm pretty sure some people are gonna be doing it in tyrannical weeks as well. Just go in Dread Touch, right? Dread Touch right now stays up for 8 seconds instead of 6, and that's gonna be more single target. Definitely, you're gonna lose a lot of AOE burst, but and you're gonna lose the dot, right? So I mean, you can let go 1 point out of Tormented Crescendo and go Soul Rot just to add that dot, but Tormented Crescendo with Dread Touch is really good. But yeah, that's where people were running. And other than that, people were just doing 2 points out of like 2 points here and Haunted Soul. That's mostly like a raid build, and the Grim Reach right now is really good, so you would always want to go Grim Reach. So I kind of recommend the Soul Rot build over this one. It will come, Tyrannical Weeks. Tyrannical Week will come and we'll test it out, but for now this build is really good. Try it out and see if you like it. And what you need to pay attention to mostly is keeping up your Shadow Embrace debuff up, and if you go Dread Touch, keeping your Dread Touch up at all times. And other than that, just keeping your agonies. Don't let your agonies fall off, and blah blah blah. For Destro. Oh, and by the way, Soulkeeper. We haven't talked about Soulkeeper. Soulkeeper is good. I'm gonna keep Inquisitor Gaze for now. We might see Soulkeeper in Academy probably, but we'll see. For now, at least with like Affliction and Destro, Inquisitor Gaze is gonna proc so much more than Demo. So Inquisitor Gaze is gonna be good for those two. Soulkeeper probably gonna be like a Demo move because Demo doesn't proc Gaze that much. So we'll see. We'll see for that one. But this is just a simple point. It's gonna be down to preference pretty much. For Destro is gonna be the same build. We're getting Incinerate buffs and Immolate buffs, but those are not gonna change that much. They're not gonna change the build that much. You can still play Fire and Brimstone, but it's not gonna be good as this. You can go Grimoire of Sacrifice, but I really don't like Grimoire of Sacrifice on Destro just because you have to kick, and if you don't have your pet out, like for example, if you're casting a Chaos Bolt and you have to kick, then you have to stop your Chaos Bolt to kick something, then you recast it. But if you have your pet out, your pet would automatically kick. So I really like the pet utility for Destro. So this is probably the same. Everybody's gonna be running this. It's really good, and this is just like icing on the cake, right? Just more damage. But yeah, this build is really good. This is what I've been playing, and I've been enjoying a lot, and everybody is playing. But in case you want the Grimoire of Sacrifice build, it is, you would let go 2 points out of Rolling Havoc, and you go here, and you let go of this point, and you go Grimoire of Sacrifice, and you would go something like this. There's one option. There's another option where you can let go 1 point out of this and, go here, which probably doesn't make any sense, right? So you would just keep it like this. That's what I've seen people play. It's fun. Like I said, it's just like I don't prefer it. And I would still just run with this one. And yeah. You know, everything is looking well on Tuesday. I'm excited mostly for demo because I just really want to see how good the single target is going to be after all these buffs. And yeah, let's keep it on the low, okay? Um, just whenever they ask you, just say it's a mid class. Warlock is a mid class, guys. Okay? Peace.